Alright. Time for another go of it. Calories ain't gonna consume themselves after all. Okay. It is the 9th of February. It is pretty cold out, but not as cold as it was just a couple of days ago. Clearly this means that it will keep getting warmer forever. Anyway. Got a bunch of stuff I could work on. And a bunch more I wish I could work on. Just all this leather. That one's nearly done. I got 2 pies left in the cellar. It's just gonna sit around until that's done. I got plenty of powdered borax. But I don't have any more raw hides. Not right now. Little bit less than a day left on these prepared hides. Everything else is gonna take a few more days. Should be able to grab this hide after it's done, scrape it, throw it right into that barrel. Whenever it's finally done, that is. Getting back to stuff I could do. Getting some flint and cooking it, grinding it, turning it into some firestone is one thing I could get up to. The only other thing I could think of is, well, you know, iron. But I could also just do both. Keep an eye out for some flint. Collect some. Then worry about the cooking and all that later. Let me a prospect pig, regular pig. And let's get on out there. Didn't get too many good results last time of checking around here for some iron, but there's some nearby. Probably. I also kind of want to look for some borax sand. Or something like that. So they should say somewhere here. What kind of environment I should be looking for if I want to find some iron. was in one of these, I remember. Which one? I think it was this one, so we'll just get reading out loud. Sedimentary stone types, which is claystone, sandstone, limestone, chalk, shale, chert, conglomerate, and bauxite. Sedimentary layers will always occur above igneous and metamorphic stone layers, except basalt, which is an exception. So for instance, if you're searching for limestone or chalk, and you see the top stone layer of an area is igneous or metamorphic, look elsewhere. There will not be sedimentary below. However, if the top layer is another sedimentary stone, it is possible that different sedimentary layers are below. Perhaps find a cave and investigate deeper. In other words, it's if you're looking for one of those types and it's not at the top layer, or there's not one of them at the top layer, then you're not going to find it. Metamorphic includes phyllite and slate, as well as marble. Marble, however, only occurs as deposit within phyllite or slate. Or is it phyllite? Whatever it is. Metamorphic layers will always occur below sedimentary layers, but above igneous. Igneous stone types include andesite, granite, peridotite, and basalt. Igneous layers always occur below sedimentary and metamorphic layers, except basalt, which is an exception and can occur above any other stone layer. Top layer of stone in an area, or if the top layer of stone in an area is igneous, other than basalt, then you know that there are no sedimentary or metamorphic layers below. So I think I can get away with not having to worry about limestone or chalk like it says here. But I do want to look for bauxite. Bauxite, like all stone layers, is not linked to any particular geography or climate. Explore and you should eventually find it. Being sedimentary, it will always be above metamorphic and igneous layers, except basalt. I think that does technically mean that little hole I have next to the base over there, full of chert, could have more or less anything below it. Seems to be snowing pretty hard. I think I already took a sample of this area, but let's do another one. Or maybe not. No exposed rock. And I didn't bring my shovel. Just keep going north. Not getting away that easy. Oh, thought that was another wolf. No, I'm only gonna get bushmeat out of that, but I do want more leather for once. And also a fruit tree. No branches. Not sure if that was the same wolf or a different one, but either way, he did get the jump. And then he failed. Dang it. Way faster than me, so I don't think that would have been successful either way. Pretty wide open area, so I could just shoot it with bow and arrow. But I'm gonna be out here for a while, so maybe don't worry about the food so much. Well, raw food. Zero 0.39% magnetite there, 0.91 here. Go somewhere around over there, get another sample, see if it's closer to the magnetite. Do remember that I left these ruins unpillaged. May as well get around to pillaging it now. Some carrots here. Doesn't look like there's anything fully grown. chickens. Oh, no iron so far, but plenty of flax. Which I do also still need a whole lot of it. So I'm not complaining. Cave. Basically nothing. A whole bunch of rocks in a jar. Think I need them. Some spelt. Bamboo stakes. And some dried grass. What's that even for? Bunch of stuff, but not really anything I need it for. Some copper. Don't really need copper anymore. Another cave. Galena, some magnetite, cassiterite. minuscule amounts of bituminous coal and sulfur. Well, if there were significant amounts of some of that stuff, I'd be somewhat excited. Do a quick look around the cave first, before completely writing it off. A whole lot of quartz. And seems like there's plenty more. Jeez. Didn't even see the two, well, I saw one of the archers. Was half-faced through a rock. The other one, I didn't even notice him. Wonder if it's because he was leading back. Damn. Well, goddamn firing squad. Get back here. Back for that last one. Or he'll be back for me. Whichever way. I hear it. Yeah, screw him. Siderite, galena, and small amounts of the actual stuff I want. Rice seeds. Don't think I'm gonna be making terribly much use of those, but I'll collect it anyway. Gotta get down there. That's just lead. Yep. Rich deposit of it, but I don't really need it. Not right now. Big hole. Lots of big holes. Some flint. Unclear how much I got out of that, but I don't think it was a huge amount or anything. So particular with the samples. Here we go. Cassiterite, chromite, galena, borax. All in unsatisfactory amounts. We'll do one more prospect. And then start heading back home because I've only got one piece of pie left. Should also probably take off the armor. Though that also seems like a great way to get myself killed and then have a hell of a time getting my stuff back. So maybe not. probably a good spot for a survey. And small amounts of the stuff I want. Cave right here. Do a quick dive. Didn't see any revealed resources anywhere. And also I have to get moving. Should be more than able to get back to the base before the hunger runs out. Unless if I get seriously distracted on the way. Oh, hey there, Forika. Didn't notice you there. Not quite Minecraft, although, from what I understand, this started as a Minecraft mod. Now it's its own game. It's definitely got some similarities still. Must have been the wolf from earlier. Went down way too quick. Fine by me. Is Lego the Grandmaster? Don't think so. Although I have been wrong before. Goat's not too much in a hurry to run in. Favorite his channel, it's now Lego. Whatever you say, boss. That's a big hole. Not far from home now. It technically was a Minecraft mod. I forget around what time it was. I think it was like 2016, 2014 or something, where they split it off and made it its own actual game, but the similarities aren't just because Minecraft's popular. It really was a Minecraft mod. Hold on to this bushmeat. Don't have too much pie left in storage. So I got rid of the fireplace I had here, so let's put down another. Yeah, I worked pretty hard on this chainmail armor. Crafting recipe for the helmet is just 3 chains, but the other 2 required some actually good leather. That being said, it's already starting to kind of fall apart. Whatever. Get this started. Oh yeah, the fur wrap. Must be pretty warm. Although it's -11 with no central heating, it had better be warm. You say that. The voice is only one part of it. Actually being able to wield it and not trip over my own words constantly is the current challenge. Microphone, just one of those Blue Yeti snowball microphones. The only real difference with it is I've got it on a microphone arm, so I have it a lot closer to my face compared to the little stand they give with it. Practically would have to lean all the way down to my keyboard if I still use that part. Make it sound better with a real microphone? Because I don't disagree, but every time I decide like, hey, let's check out what the professional grade microphones are like, I notice that the price tag is like more expensive than my car, and then I go, okay, well, maybe not right now. But one day I will have a real microphone. When I say look at the professional streamer microphones, I don't mean like the good enough for everyone. I mean more like the actually really professional shit that a business would more likely be buying rather than an individual person, but I guess maybe I'm setting my sights a little too high if I'm looking at like those fancy ass Rode shotgun mics and stuff like that. Uh, you know, I would almost take you up on that offer. But then my address would be out there. Which, I'm sure you're normal. But that's still a risk. And for the XLR input thing, I'd also have to get something for that. Which I currently do not. Just kind of using a virtual interface for all of that stuff. If I did have a physical one, then I'd also have to get a bigger desk. So that I could actually have it on the desk. Damn, I'm going through firewood quick. Good thing I've got this big pile. €200 microphone? Sadly, gonna have to just kind of decline. Not because I don't think it's a good microphone that would be an upgrade, but I just feel like if I'm gonna ship something over the ocean, it had better be worth it. Or no, wait. That's also not the polite way to put it. Give me like an hour and I'll find a good excuse for why I'm refusing your generosity. In the meantime, I'll look at the meat as it cooks. Maybe have a sip of my drink. It's, paranoid's probably the best way to put it. Because I do think you're a pretty alright guy. And that's not really the issue. The issue is more just, I don't know. I feel like I'd owe you. And if I owe you, well, then I'd have to do something. Having to do something for someone as lazy as I am is terrifying. Well, if you really do need a voice lent to you, shoot a script my way and I'll see what I can do. Not exactly a professional voice actor or anything, but part of the reason I did start the stream was to get better at talking. Either if it's just to myself or to other people, or with some of my friends while playing Repo. It's kind of have that issue of, I'm not terribly expressive. I want to get better at that. This barrel's nearly done. Let's get a pie ready. Yeah, that be today. Stand in front of the big green screen. Be like, yo, the weather's gonna be great. And then it's not. But everyone's fine with it because I said it very confidently. That be the life. Kept you waiting, huh? How's that one? Darker. Okay. Kept you waiting, huh? Kept you waiting, huh? Might have to try a bit more. Running out of room in this chest. More from the throat. Okay, give it another go. Kept you waiting, huh? Might have to go find some more snake lines. Metal Gear. The DARPA chief. The Lale Lule Lo. Nanomachines. Or no, wait. Should be saying it as a question. Nanomachines. Apes drinking soda. A hindy. Sniper wolf. Colonel, what's a Russian gunship doing in Alaska? I think I'm gonna put some pies together. Don't have quite enough for two, though. Guess I'll just make one. Alright, just have to cook it. It's my favorite Metal Gear Solid. It's been a little while since I played through all of them. But it was basically a tie between 2 and 3. I know people feel pretty strongly about 2, or at least they used to. The remake of 3, I did not. I do remember some people arguing about whether or not it was better than the original or not, but I certainly hope it would be better than the original if they're charging full price for it. But I can't say I've tried it. You just have to wait for that to finish burning. Yeah, a lot of people kind of felt betrayed by Kojima when there was the demo where you play a snake and all the trailers and everything leading up to the release, everyone thought, oh, it's just gonna be like Metal Gear Solid 1 again, and then you start playing Metal Gear Solid 2 and suddenly there's Raiden. Which, the whole like half the point of the game is that you're supposed to have that feeling of this is just Metal Gear Solid 1 again, but everything is just a little bit wrong. And that's part of why I like it so much, without getting too into the details. Anyway, the other part of the message, should go for the remake if you didn't play MGS3 for a while for the wow effect of graphics and the streamlining. Sounds like I might have to do that. Yeah. It's been... shoot. I know it's been more than 5 years now since I played through all the Metal Gear Solid games. It's... when I did play through all of them, I think it was back on PlayStation 3. I had bought like a collection that had all of them, other than 4, I think. And yeah, I played all 4 games in a row, basically. Not sure if I quite would have understood the whole story if I had left a big break in between doing each of them. It does get a little convoluted. In a good way, of course. Stable on both PS5 and PC. Well, I've got the PC and I don't have a PS5, so that's a pretty easy pick. But there's no pressure sensitivity. Yeah. As long as, however they do the controls makes sense. Because, definitely remember one of the hard parts of getting into the Metal Gear Solid games is just remembering all the controls. I've maybe more than once accidentally stabbed the guard in the throat instead of interrogating him. Where to put away the bandage? Probably here. Let's cook up the flint. Oh, it's got the MGS5 controls. Okay. 5's also one that I played a crap load of when it first released, and then I just kind of never really finished it. I think I was like nearly at the end, but then I just kind of stopped. But I do remember that the controls in that game were pretty solid. Yeah. I played like a ton of that first area in the game, then I went to the second area, played a ton more of that, and then I looked online, or forget if it was I looked online and saw people complaining that that's basically all the game was, or if I was talking to a friend and he said that that's basically all the game was. Basically, I had done everything other than like the ending of the story. I had pretty much finished all the gameplay without realizing it. It was some damn good gameplay though. Had a mod to extract top-notch base employees. That does remind me of one thing I thought was really funny in that game, where some of the guys that have really good stats are actually just lying. So you'll extract them and then get back to base and it's like, oh, they're not actually like S rank, they're more like a B rank. Which was kind of frustrating, but in retrospect, hilarious. Oh, right, the nuke disposal thing. I didn't play much of the online. I think I, like, tried it once. Then just kind of didn't anymore. But yeah, wasn't it that there was the nuke disposal thing where there was a long-term goal for the player base where you invade other people's bases to go disarm the nukes, and then once all the nukes are disarmed, it unlocked something for everyone. Forget if it was a story thing or a gameplay thing. Oh man, this is gonna take a while. Need to get it to 1000 degrees Celsius. Can't be achieved because of a-holes. Yeah, wasn't it something to do with, like, there were hackers, so it was technically not possible to get all the nukes, or they had hacked so that they had already disabled all the nukes, or something like that? You know, the usual, if there's an online multiplayer, someone is gonna cheat. Even if it's just a leaderboard. Every time. Cheater. Actually, Dome Keeper's kinda like that. In the sense of, I cared about the leaderboard up until I realized, oh, people are just cheating that shit. Some leather done. Need more borax. It's not gonna work. Put some more. There. Even though the game was super rigged, wanted to have the MGS5 base building back because it was addicting. Agree. Peace Walker, great again. Now I think about it, I think that's the one MGS game that I didn't play. The PSP one. Which, again, Peace Walker. Unless if there was another one. I think there was, but can't think of it right now. I heard that one was good, and I also heard that there's a Rathalos in that one. How's the flink cooking? Slow. Might need more charcoal. I think about it. I did have some cooking last time. Oh, it was a part of the HD collection. So technically, I already have it. I just never played it. Damn. Should look closer at the things I buy. It would even have to say Sahelanthropus. I think the whole story with, what was it? Young Psychomantis or equivalent to Psychomantis was actually controlling the whole thing, and it's not actually a properly working Metal Gear, or whatever the actual case was for that. was it's one of those things you read in a wiki and you go, that doesn't make sense, that can't be right. I forget exactly on how it works, but it's basically the Metal Gear doesn't actually work. It's being controlled by whoever that kid is. Or I think that's what it was. Again, it's been a while. Yeah, that is a pretty fun part of Metal Gear is just there's a lot of stuff going on and a lot of stuff doesn't really make sense at first, but usually you piece together a few things and you realize, oh, Kojima accounted for this the whole time. What a genius. Then other times it's just, yeah, no, you probably watched a movie and thought that was cool. Which, I kind of agree, but I also kind of understand why some people would be upset that things maybe don't make that much sense. Sometimes. Always gotta check the cellar, make sure there's not a monster there. Another game I can think of where people get really into the lore, but people probably maybe shouldn't, is like the Dark Souls games. You know, what's his face? VatiVidya has a whole shitload of lore videos on that, but like, from my experience both playing the first game and having watched a bunch of his videos, sometimes he gets a little bit too much into the fan interpretations. Don't exactly have an example on hand though, so maybe I shouldn't get into arguments about it. Yeah, especially the first game, I don't really blame people for not finishing it. There's a lot of important gameplay mechanics where, if you don't know them, and you don't pay attention to them, the game's really hard. But if you do know about them, and you're aware of exactly how all the little mechanical details behind it work, the game gets pretty damn easy. Then there's also the fact that like the last quarter or so of the game is a little bit undercooked. Mostly just Lost Izalith. Started about 5 times and had a good time, but then you get the Smaug and his Powell. You mean, Ornstein and Smough, also known as Biggie Smalls. It's in the Pokey Dude and the Fat Dude. Ooh, and the Capra Demon. Yeah, it's, the Capra Demon fight, I'd say, is a really good example of how if you don't know how the game works, it'll just kick you right in the dick. Because it took me a while to realize, oh, I just run into the boss room, immediately sprint up the stairs in the boss room, and then just the Capra Demon can't really figure out how to get up there, and then I just take out the dogs. Then, yeah, like you mentioned, with the bomb, I later figured out you can just throw a firebomb through the fog wall and take out the dogs before even starting the fight. Makes it a lot easier. And it's also one of those things where it's like, did they intend for the game to be like this? But, yeah, I was mentioning earlier about, like, mechanics where once you understand how they work, makes the game a lot easier. I think probably one of the biggest ones is equip load, where if you have the exact right amount of armor, or more specifically, not too much armor below a very specific breakpoint, suddenly you have way more stamina regen, you get faster rolls, and it really adds up. And alternatively, if you want to go heavy armor, then you want to go as heavy as possible without being a slow roller. So that's the way I like to play. Kinda just ended up being a Black Iron Tarkus cosplayer half the time. Because, 1, very cool looking armor. 2, I really like the greatsword. It's like the Zweihander, except, you know, bigger. The Onion King. Not quite. I do like his armor set, but mostly I'd go with the Black Iron armor. I think that's what it was called. Which, funny enough, you only get that once you get all the way over to Anor Londo, so spend quite a lot of the game just kinda looking like a clown with mismatched armor. You know how it is. Sometimes it's important to have good armor, and sometimes it's far more important to look good as you're eating swords to the face. Thankfully, if you pump in urns enough, you can have both. Oh yeah, the first Black Knight, where you're like, I'm gonna sneak up on this guy and stab him in the back, and then if you're not actually sneaking, he just turns around and just cleaves you in two. That guy was brutal. But then again, it is one of those fights where you can just keep doing it over and over, get slightly better, start to learn how to parry, manage your stamina, and next thing you know, you get to the boss fight at the top of the tower and you're like, damn, I actually know how to play the game now. But I do have good memories of that first Black Knight because, like, every time I replay Dark Souls now, I just kind of repeatedly backstab him over and over. You figure after like the 15th time of getting stabbed in the back, you'd realize that you really shouldn't leave that, such big gaps in his attack strings. Or no, wait, am I thinking of Havel? Well, potato. He's also very much a case of, if you know how the game works, you just equip a knife and then you stab him in the back 15 times. Yeah, he's a lot harder if you try to actually fight him in the hallway. I'd always just kind of bait him back out into the slightly more open area. And yeah, getting lucky and getting one of the Black Knight weapons is pretty damn cool. So goddamn, it is taking forever for this flint. And it's not even started to cook, it's just getting up to temperature. Dark Souls 2, as much as you have to get good in it, still peak gamer vision. By the way, Dark Souls 1. Yeah, I know people also get very up in arms about Dark Souls 2. And I kind of agree with a lot of the complaints. It kind of feels like it was supposed to be a different game and then they realized, oh fuck, Dark Souls is really popular, quick, make it Dark Souls. But, man, it had some interesting stuff going on. I really like the hexes. Because there were hexes in Dark Souls 1, technically, because they had like the Dark Sorceries and the DLCs. Or DLC. No S to the end of that word. But yeah, it's a type of game where most of the fun comes from learning all the stuff that's going on in it, because there's a lot of stuff going on. And there's also plenty of opportunities to be like, I'm like halfway through the game, but I found this really cool weapon that I'd like to try, but it's not designed for my stat distribution. So I'm gonna start a new character, and then get to that weapon, and then find out, oh, it's actually really not that good. But sometimes it is that good. The one I can think of that was like that was the Titanite Catchbull. You very rarely get it when you kill a Titanite demon. And even though there's only one that respawns, all the way over in Lost Izalith, you can still get lucky and get it like right away. Like Tarkov or Diablo 2 in terms of mechanical deepness. Funny thing, I did play some Diablo 2, but never really got all that into it. But then, way later, I finally got around to playing Path of Exile 2. And for whatever reason, that's the one that got me into that type of video game. Because I played Diablo 2, I played Diablo 3, I've also played the first Path of Exile. And none of them really hooked me that much. But for whatever reason, Path of Exile 2 got me into it, and that's the one that everyone complains is too complicated for its own good. Go figure. It's, as mentioned, I haven't played too many of those other, ARPGs, I think is the genre it's technically part of. But I do know that I like that one. Yeah, it's hard to say with those kinds of games because, at least from what I hear, a lot of the people who were really into Path of Exile 1, once 2 came along, they're like, what the hell is this? This isn't really a sequel, it's kind of like its own thing, but also not really. In the sense of, they changed some stuff, but not really all of it. I don't know. General, maybe I shouldn't pay too much attention to nerds on the internet fighting about which game is perfect and which game is 0 out of 10 absolute trash. Get rid of it immediately. Please refund me, Mr. Developer. What did I accidentally throw out just there? Wasn't paying attention. I'm sure it's fine. Oh, that's what I did. Accidentally stuck all the pie on the hotbar. More for a higher version. I forget exactly what you get with the higher version. If it's just more of like the microtransaction money, maybe. But then again, maybe not. Because it's, as much as I like Path of Exile 2, I think it's got one big problem, and that's called the stash tab system. where I think it's you start with 5 stash tabs to put all your gear and whatever else you find that you want to hold on to. But you kind of have to buy some of them for like there's special stash tabs for like currencies and unique items and items for like specific other types of currencies related to endgame stuff. And if you don't have those, it gets really annoying managing all the inventory. But by the time you get to endgame, or let me rephrase that. If you start playing and you're not even aware of what any of that shit even means, it kind of feels really bad to be like, well, I'm gonna have $30 worth of microtransactions to throw into getting more stash tabs. But they also give you a discount if you get them as part of the bundle. I don't know. If anything, I'd say maybe just don't buy the extra stuff right away. And then if you do end up playing the game enough where you start running into those problems, then maybe pay for more. But again, you're paying more for something that should probably already be in the game. Not really sure if any of that made terribly much sense. Hopefully it did. But if all the higher versions are gonna give you is like cosmetics and stuff, then don't bother. Yeah. It's one of those things they shouldn't really be getting away with, because it's not really a free-to-play game, even though it's going to be once it's fully released. It's just... it's not going to be fully released for a while, judging by the rate of development. But I think even if you get like the standard version of the game, they do throw you some of the microtransaction money, so you can get a couple of those stash tabs even if you pay the least amount to get in as possible. And there is sort of a silver lining in the sense of if you buy stash tabs in Path of Exile 2, you also get them for Path of Exile 1, because it uses the same account system. And I think it also works the other way around. Was very hyped for 007 First Light pre-ordered. Felt shady playing one day before the real release. Good game, by the way. Huh. I have seen people discussing it, but I didn't really bother looking into it. Sounds like I might have to look into it. As far as 007 games are concerned, I never played the Nintendo 64 one, which I know a lot of people really like that one. I did play a couple of them on GameCube, but last time I looked it up I couldn't remember which one was which, because there was a couple of different ones. Did I like Uncharted? Funny story. I have the entire first 3 games for that I bought from GameStop like 10 years ago. It's still in the wrapping. It's, I've got a real problem with buying things that I don't actually need, or am not gonna get away or get right to actually playing. From your reaction though, it sounds like maybe I really should have. Yeah, it's I don't have a good excuse for not playing it. The closest I have is I had all those games. They just kind of sat on my shelf, Then eventually, the first Last of Us game came out, and then I decided like, I'll play through this one with my friend. He's willing to buy it, but it's not really his type of game. So he bought it, I played it. And our ultimate reaction was, wow, if this was a TV show, I can't imagine that they'd get renewed for a second season. But, yeah, I think that kind of, preempts the thing you said. Not really a huge fan of cinematic games. Not that I don't like the idea of them, it's just most of the ones I played, I can kind of see where the story's going, and the story is like the main point of those games. And, let me do some reading. If you're into cinematic games, just 10%, you'll enjoy all 3 games. Let's make a fun journey. Play 007 First Light first, and after that, play Uncharted. Sponsor your Epic account for my playthrough. Well, I know that they keep saying that people should not share login details. But maybe. Or just bite a fucker. Yeah. Those games are, well, other than the 007 game, are pretty old at this point. They can't be that expensive, can they? Or alternatively, I might, find a free copy that fell off a truck that I, mysteriously have access to. You know, just like how I, found a magical Super Nintendo that works on my PC. That one time where I played a Legend of Zelda Link to the Past randomizer. Funny thing, that was actually supposed to be a raced playthrough kind of thing. Didn't really happen though. And get the collection on the PlayStation Store on sale. I do have, like I mentioned, I've got a PS3 and a PS4. So I could probably just grab it from the online store, but now I'd also have to figure out a way to actually record the stuff going on. I know I could get a capture card, which are kind of expensive. Sort of. I don't know, it's been a while since I looked at it. But I'm sure I could figure out some way, and if I figure out the capture card for one system, then I can use that for all systems. Oh, right. They took down the PS3 store. Could only download old things, can't access the store anymore. So if I already have it, I can download it, but otherwise I can't buy it. Elgato HD 60. Let me just open a Word or a Notepad file and write that down. Okay. Maybe one day I really will be a professional screamer. It's all HD, but old console. You just need a RGB to HDMI converter for $10. I've probably got one of those sitting around in an old box somewhere. But if not, like you say, $10. Okay, got a shitload of calcinated flint. Now I'm just trying to remember exactly what I do with that. Oh, right. Fire clay. Nice little pile of that. Could just make a giant pile of bricks, which I will need eventually anyway. What else can I make with this? Make a slightly different form of cobble. Now it also gets used for iron and steel tools if I want to make them better. And also the refractory bricks. I am missing the bauxite for that. I also need to do the thing with the pulverizer, which I'm most of the way there, but not quite the whole way. So for now, bricks. Go dig up the rest of the coal or charcoal I made. Right, the other shovel broke. Modern times are... Oh, what's going on? Little fucker hiding in my kiln. That's what you get. Right, what was I reading? Right. Modern times are amazing. Bought a PS1 Bluetooth adapter, connected your PS5 controller to it. That sounds pretty handy. Does that also work on a PS3 or a PS4? Because I remember hating the PS3 controller. And, well, I don't hate the PS4 one. I've also got a perfectly good Xbox controller that I like a lot more. Mostly because it's big. It's in my big hands. Why are there so many of these fuckers? Whatever. Let's get this set up before more show up. Not sure if this is set up the right way. Just make 2 holes rather than shoving all of it into one. Okay, that's as much as can go in one. Grass, sticks. I have to get some fuel. And I can light it. Actually, is this? No, I'm gonna be short 1 flax twine. But I am getting pretty damn close. Or no, wait. Was mistaken. I do have enough. I can finally make those sails for the windmill. Let me just get the other thing done first. Dude's outside. I can hear him. Okay. Fire clay bricks on the way. Now for those sails. Need support beams. Hammer axe on a pine log. 1 pine log into 3 support beams. I need 4. So I'm gonna have 2 extra. Should be enough. So not a terrible amount of sails. But it'll have to do. Just make sure I'm not gonna get sniped doing this. Rather not get knocked off the windmill. Look at that dinky little thing. At least it spins. Alright. Why did it stop? It is a mystery. Maybe there's not enough force to make it spin. I'll leave it there, see if it does anything. Not in terribly much of a rush to get more bone meal. Right now, anyway. Let's see. Back of the windmill rotor will be attached to axles and gears to bring power to your machine. Mechanized milling, craft a quern from any igneous rock, then use axles and gears to connect the rotor to either the top or bottom of the quern to be automated. The quern's output slot is full of or occupied, the quern will begin to drop items on each of its 4 sides. Placing a block besides the quern will prevent the quern from dropping items on the block side, but reduces grinding efficiency. Can use this fact to place hoppers and chests below the sides of the quern to catch quern output. Placing one hopper above the quern allows you to grind multiple stacks of material automatically. When there's enough wind, the windmill will turn and the machine will begin to move. So the fact that it's not moving kinda seems to imply there's not enough wind. Or there's not enough sails. One or the other. Certain amount of power is needed to get the quern and helve hammers moving. Okay. So it will eventually work, and it will eventually start spitting out bone meal in 4 different directions. Sounds exciting. Now that all that's built, and I'm waiting for the pit kilns to finish the fire clay bricks, what is there to do? Alright, rawhides. Okay. It is 9 in the AM. I was about to suggest going to go look for some more iron, but I kinda need more food. So, time for a hunting trip. hey there, Billy. How you doing? And thank you for resubscribing. 12-month streak. That's pretty good. Hope you're doing well, because I am. If I'm doing well, I hope I can help everyone do well, or something like that. Deer or goat ran that away. Here it is. See if I can sneak up on it. Don't see it. Well, shit. Not gonna be eating much tonight. Hoping I'd see more from up here. Not seeing any animals. Or maybe I'm just not looking good enough. Yeah, nah, don't see shit. Felt like I was in the middle of saying something and then I just kinda got distracted. Eh. They'll come back to me eventually. Just like that deer. I think I've already seen the cave that's down here. In the sense of, I think it connects to the cave entrance I've got on the other side of this hill. Pink apple tree. Nothing down this hole. Nothing good, anyway. I hear something. Think it might be chicken. Too many bushes. Another tree. Also pink apple. There's something. Saw me before I saw it. Didn't go very far though. Just like that arrow. Dang it. Why's it coming at me? Well, guess it gave up. Where'd all the other arrows go? Where is he going? Couple of partially eaten raccoons. Don't mind if I do. Hey, not dead, just sleeping in the snow. Somehow I hit that guy twice with one arrow. Be back for the rest of you. Count on it. Got it. Pretty successful hunting trip so far. Got him. Always gotta expect that they're gonna run at you. Even if it's a terrible idea, sometimes they do it anyway. And that's how sometimes a terrible idea becomes a great idea, because your enemy does not expect it. A lot of arrows into that one. And it's down. One more piece of pie. Usually when they run like that, it's because they're one shot away. Not that one though. What is that? Dead hair. Not much of anything left on that one. It's all the way right over there. Got him. Getting better and better at it. Okay, went back to the base. Got some pies to make. Really shouldn't bother with the deer. Or I might get lucky and it's gonna run straight at me like the last one did. Maybe. Stop missing, damn you. Yeah, it was definitely trying to hit me with the horns. Should have just ran away. Okay. No more distractions. Have to go back. Gonna run out of food otherwise. This is a little risky, but I'm gonna take the armor off so I can run faster. Also has the bonus of a little bit less hunger drain. Because it also helps that I don't sound like a maraca. Thing was spinning for a little bit, judging by the progress bar. Maybe it'll keep spinning eventually. Get the bushmeat cooking. Start some pies. Enough for 4. There we go. We just cook it. Did not mean to pick that up. Wonder if the pit kiln's done. Nope. Yeah, we're not getting terribly much consistent power out of the windmill. Could make the windmill higher up, or I could just wait until I get more sales. That'll probably fix it. Now I think about it. Nickel power. Each set of 4 sails will add 20% power output to the windmill. So I need 4 more batches of sails if I want full power. At least for a standard windmill. Now you can make a large wooden gear instead. Or is that the one? No, wait, this is the one I'm thinking of. Metal windmill rotor. You use with the large sails, and you get more power. It's probably going to take a lot of metal and also a whole lot of fabric. So I'll just focus on building a standard windmill for now. Wait for this pie to be done, and then I'll go chuck one of the set of hides in the diluted borax. Is what I should have said if I actually could. Won't take long. Okay, 5 pies in the pie room. The one that's in the oven right now I'll leave up here so I can chop it up. I'll eat all the bushmeat first, but that shouldn't take too long. So I didn't even notice it's March. Still pretty damn cold, but should start warming up eventually. It's not spinning fast, but you can tell it does once in a while. I feel like that's the 5th time I've said that. I should probably stop. Alright. What to do on this fine day? Get rid of the freaky ass spider creatures. Any more of you freaks? Don't see any. Bricks are done. And there is other stuff I could make out of this. But I'm thinking the only one that's going to be worth it is the bloomery. Let me be sure of that. Want to make this door, I have to have iron already. And I need lime if I want to make some mortar. If I want to make that. So before I do anything with beehive kilns or coke ovens or anything like that, I need to get the iron first. I guess that's a pretty good answer as to what I should be doing. Looking for iron. Maybe do some more hunting if the opportunity arises. Last time I went up there and there was a whole lot of not enough. So how about I go up over here, circle around the lake counterclockwise. There were wolves here last time I was here. At least I'm pretty darn sure there was because I kept hearing them. I never saw them. Fox. there's a wolf. Let me just get somewhere a bit more clear. It's not a wolf, but I'll kill you anyway. I think that wolf just fucked off. Or hope it did anyway. Lead bit. Don't need that. Don't know how I avoided getting hit, but I'll take it. Okay, gotta sample before more show up. Galena, and then a minuscule amount of lignite, magnetite, alum, halite, sulfur. Gotta do better than that. Just lead. More lead. Seems to be storm clouds moving in, because it's getting dark, but it's not even noon. Galena, cassiterite, alum, borax, sulfur. Wolves over there. Ah. This is interesting. Cloth pile. Says may shatter if broken, can be repaired using glue. Kinda makes me think I should not try to grab the stuff here. Marketeer lithium. Huh. Not sure what it is, but I'm grabbing it. Chest rebel shattered. Some charcoal in that box. Jug, a bowl, and a cooking pot. Coat rack. I don't really need anything here. Maybe I'll come back later once I have some glue. I really want to fancy up the base. Better not go down there. Siderite, galena, sulfur, borax. Some quartz right up there. Don't know how it didn't see me, but I'll take it. Second, I thought that was borax. It's just quartz. Very high amount of cassiterite and very poor amount of galena. Don't need that stuff. Cherry tree. A little bit more food to go back with. Flint. I think I've got enough calcinated flint for right now. Well, maybe. just have to remember it's there if I do want it. Not seeing too much exposed ore anywhere. Lots of cassiterite, a little bit of copper. Some borax around. Check out that little peninsula. Fish. There's a trader here. They wanna buy fancy stuff. They've got fancy stuff for sale. I don't think I've got to worry about this job. Thank you anyway. Borax. Bear. Getting better at this combat. Still can't help but feel like I'm just running backwards in a circle while flailing. Whatever. If it works, it works. Oh, right. Mark the borax. So I know it's there. And by mark, I mean make a whack-ass pillar. And let's also add it to the map. Why not? Borax. Excellent. I really don't need this extra stuff. I will keep the crate though. There's some exposed, I'm assuming borax, but that could also be quartz. Funky looking cave. Quartz. Yeah, just all quartz. Wrong pickaxe. Pentlandite. Also known as nickel. What can we do with nickel? Doesn't seem like much. I can make copper nickel. So notice that fucker right there. I'll get to him in just a moment. So the copper nickel seems to be mostly for this whack-ass endgame stuff. Probably don't have to worry about that for a while. It's not like there's terribly much of it here anyway. It's getting dark out. Could keep going. Although, kinda do miss a lot of stuff when you're exploring in the dark. Just get another sample on the other end of this peninsula. Then I'm gonna run back. Air tree. Another crate full of hematite. And a bit of copper. This will give me iron, but I kinda wanted more than just 5 chunks. music box. Scroll. Quartz chunks. Take a sample right around over here, and then another one further south. Pour amount of borax, copper, sulfur. Gasping. Decent amount of borax. Lead ore. Some borax right there. And right here. Sounds like I'm directly beneath some wolves. One of those fuckers shooting arrows at me. Okay. Really have to start heading back towards the base because, well, it's probably gonna be sun time, or also known as morning, once I get there anyway. But the inventory is pretty full. Sun time. Technically accurate, but come on, man. Forget if I needed iron if I wanted to get a lantern. I know I needed some kind of metal, and I also needed access to candles. That's 2 wolves. Goddamn. Gotta fight. One down, the other one ran. I saw something there for a second. Probably did, but I'm gonna stick around for it. Wonder if I'd be better off putting away the lamp. Like, if the wolves and the bears care about that at all, or if it doesn't make a difference and I might as well just have it out anyway. I'm guessing it's probably like that. And we're safe. I technically got some iron. Just wish I had mined it out of the ground instead. Got 20 nuggets of it. So I think the way these crates work is they only store one item, but you can store a lot. At least I think. Just keep all the brown coal in there. Not that I have to, but I will. I'll just leave the other crate there until I figure out what to do with it. What's in the scroll? Quartermaster's ledger. Date unknown. Our food stocks are depleted. We've only the dried wolf and rabbit meat left. Largely, we're left to chewing leather now. Our vest, our belts, our boots. We draw our last breaths. Huntsman's corps managed to trap 2 healthy squirrels and a gray gosling. Not more than 10 hours ago, I'd wager. was not nearly enough to feed all the workmen. The ones in the mines had to be prioritized, as expected of their labor. Despite the additional meal, their health is declining. We are running out of options. Furthermore, Joseph, Barda, and Jaren were taken this day. They did not go willingly. The others might still have a chance. I have to believe so, for my own sake. So they were down in the mines, digging, and they refused to give up, despite everyone starving. What could it mean? Surely my house will not burn down if I go to bed with the fire on. And if it does, at least I'll have a pretty good view of the ceiling collapsing onto me. Or I'll just die of carbon monoxide poisoning. One or the other. Not dead, and the house is still here. Not terribly much cooked meat, though. Let's get some leather working done. Start with the big batch. I only get 9 done right now. Maybe I do the black bear hide first instead. Pretty good amount of leather. Consolidate these barrels a little bit. Gonna need some more weak tannin. So I'm gonna wait until I have more leathers before I throw those into the strong tannin. Not that I have to, but actually I say that. Just get it going. Faster I do it, less I have to worry about it. Anyway, Gonna make another batch of weak tannin. And maybe think of making another batch of strong too. So more like 2 full barrels of weak tannin. It's getting warmer. Still not above freezing, but as soon as it's above freezing, that rye I've already got planted is gonna finally get around to finishing. And some pings on Discord. Let me just check that real quick. Nothing to worry about. Not anything to worry about yet, that is. May be a concern later, but for now, I can leave it ambiguous. I know I should probably just have a little square of water down in the basement. Would cut down on the trips back up to get some water by a lot. But I'ma keep doing it this way anyway. For no particular reason. Alright. Got to put away this one hide. I have this nice big pile of leather. Not planning on making leather armor, although I Now think about it. It'd be a lot better with the bow because there's no accuracy penalty. Not that it's that much more inaccurate. But it would also take flax twine, which I do not have right now. So probably just make another 3 backpacks. Get an extra 3 slots in the inventory. Exciting. Fun part of moving everything over. Hey, thing's spinning. Spin it real good. But goddamn, it takes a lot of firewood to cook all this meat. Could have saved that fennel and made a bunch of stink bait. Eh. But then I'd have to go fishing. Could have also just stuck it into the rot chest. Actually below freezing. Well, technically above freezing. Above, below, directly on the line. The vegetation seems to be greener. Or maybe that's just me. Well, either way, think I'm gonna end the stream right here. Haven't gone as long as the last couple of times. But that'll be fine. There'll be plenty of things to do now that shit's actually maybe sort of kind of starting to fall out. And we'll get to that. But anyways, just kind of rambling at this point. Hopefully you like the stream. See ya.